when they happen. We've seen it happen a number of times with Yelp. We've had it happen a couple of times with Avvo reviews. It certainly can happen, but it is the case that again, those lawsuits are always have to be filed against the actual writer of the review. So the forum provider, whether it's Avvo, whether it's Yelp, whether it's Google, isn't going to be responsible because we are all immune as forum providers under CDA 230. There's a question about why does Avvo allow the obvious solicitations which appear in responses? That's probably in respect to Avvo in the Avvo Q&A. And again, I would say the answer there would be that's not an in-person telephonic or real-time solicitation. Remember, it's fine to offer your services as an attorney. And Avvo, we have our own specific rules around solicitations, and they can change a lot as our product changes. But keep in mind that the restrictions on solicitation apply to those cases where you're really sort of, as I'd put it, in the face of the potential client. That's really what the regulations are concerned about. Thoughts at pointing out factual inaccuracies available in the public record when a former client outright lies in, say, a Yelp review. I would say listen in on my, my webinar on Someone Online Hates You. I think it's a really bad idea to respond to negative feedback by arguing. Even if you're 100% sure you're right, it makes you look defensive. I think it's far better to respond to online feedback, online negative feedback, with a very brief professional response that shows the next person who reads it and the next 100 people who read it that you take the feedback seriously and that you make an offer to help. Even if it's completely wrong and you're just absolutely livid about it, think about the message you send by about your professionalism and responsiveness if you don't argue about it. What kind of disclaimer should be used on a blog? Again, if I would not use a disclaimer at all if it's a real blog, as people understand a blog, because I don't believe that real blogs are subject to the attorney advertising rules for reasons I can't really get into here, but I do in my Law of Blogging webinar. But if you have any concerns, just put the same kind of disclaimer that you would put on a website. And again, it's going to differ a little bit from state to state, but it's usually something along the lines of, it says something like, this is attorney advertising. Can I ask a client at the end of the case to write a review on Yelp if he or she was satisfied with my representation? Yes, we certainly encourage that. I think it's a great idea. We actually have a form on Avvo that allows you to, it's a very easy way to make it part of the process of actively soliciting feedback from clients. I think it's a great idea because online feedback is such a growing